but you're the villain in this to these people, right? Right here, this crowd, the people who showed up here, I heard them boo you. What does that feel like?
It's cool. I've been booed before. Hey, listen, they can't fight for him, so it don't matter.
And when they say you're gonna run, what do you have to tell them?
I already said it before. Before we got here, I said, I'm gonna run upside his head.
So he's gonna run, but upside Canelo's head.
For years, the boxing world has viewed Canelo Alvarez as an unstoppable force, a modern titan etching his name in history. He's the king, the cash cow, the man who seems unmatched. But Keith one-time Thurman has pulled back the curtain not just on Canelo, but on the psychology of his opponents. In doing so, he's laid out a simple blueprint that shows why Terrence Crawford doesn't just have a chance. He has the exact plan to dethrone the king and pull off one of the biggest upsets in boxing history. Thurman believes Canelo Alvarez is not unbeatable. The aura of invincibility around Canelo isn't solely created by him. It's built on the failures and fears of the men facing him. The real question isn't what Canelo will do on fight night. We all know he'll show up as the powerful, methodical pressure fighter he's always been. The crucial question is what his opponent will do. Are they genuinely there to win or just there to survive?
Canelo Alvarez is not, was not, and will not ever be an unbeatable fighter. That's fine. None of us are really unbeatable, right? But people got to understand this. Canelo Alvarez is not an unbeatable fighter. The question is, whoever he's fighting, we don't question what Canelo's going to do, right? We question what his opponents are going to do, right? It's not even really about Canelo. Canelo's going to show up as Canelo Alvarez, right? Ginger boy. So the question is, are you going to beat him? And are you going to beat him today? Like when fight night happens, is it you? And is it now? You ready to beat him now? He's not unbeatable. Maybe you can beat him, but are you going to do it? And are you going to do it now?
Thurman points to the Danny Jacobs fight as his first piece of evidence. He remembers watching that fight, expecting a high-level chess match from a fighter with Jacobs' strong amateur background. Instead, he found it disappointing. He had never seen anyone make Jacobs miss so many punches. Canelo's defense was impressive, but the true story was Jacobs' hesitation. He fought cautiously, doing just enough not to get knocked out, but never fully committing to a winning game plan. He reacted to Canelo, failing to force Canelo to react to him. It was a performance built on survival, and against someone like Canelo, survival is just a slow death. Canelo's opponents often lose mentally long before they lose physically, but the proof of this psychological warfare goes deeper than just one fight.
Canelo was feeling himself. Canelo had preparation. He had that head movement, losing to Floyd, this and that. He fought some flat-footed fighters. He got used to getting his head here and there and ducking down and then pulling out and spinning out and little tactics. I've never seen somebody make Danny Jacobs miss so many punches. It was highly impressive. I did not expect that, you know, because of the amateur pedigree growing up with Danny Jacobs. I know exactly what kind of New York fighter he is. And then the other one that surprised me in Canelo's career was when he defeated Lara.
To understand the mental trap Canelo sets, Thurman recalls the fight that shocked him, Canelo versus Lara. On paper, Lara was all wrong for Canelo. A slick, technical Cuban boxer with great footwork and a sharp jab. Lara had the ideal style to outbox and frustrate a pressure fighter. Thurman admits he didn't give Canelo a chance. He thought it was a classic boxer versus brawler matchup where the boxer would dance to victory. But he was wrong. Canelo won, and the way he won was eye-opening for Thurman. Lara had the tools and the perfect plan, but he couldn't pull the trigger. He seemed timid, hesitant, and unwilling to take the necessary risks to dominate. He let Canelo control the pace and dictate the terms. It was another instance of a skilled fighter failing to execute.
The other one that surprised me in Canelo's career was when he defeated Lara. I'm not a betting man most of the times. I wasn't thinking about it much, but I did not give him a thought that he's got this fight. I'm like, nah, this is a bad setup. This boxer has what it takes to outbox a Canelo Alvarez. You can have what it takes. are you gonna do it? Are you gonna execute? Are you gonna not be scared? Are you gonna not be timid? Are you gonna not waste time? So like I said about my statement for this fight, victory comes in preparation.
Thurman realized a critical truth that night. You can have what it takes to beat Canelo, but the real question is whether you'll do it. Will you step into that ring without fear, without being intimidated, and execute your plan from the opening bell to the last? For Thurman, this pattern of mental collapse became key. It's not about being a better boxer than Canelo, it's about having the will to prove it for 12 straight rounds. That's why he believes Terrence "Bud" Crawford is different. This is where Thurman's plan for Crawford begins. He insists victory for Crawford depends entirely on preparation and tactics. It's not about meeting fire with fire. Trying to overpower Canelo is a fool's errand. You don't hurt what Thurman calls the gorilla neck boy. GGG couldn't drop him, and many other heavy hitters have barely made him flinch. So, the only option is tactical, a plan that needs discipline and a high ring IQ. Thurman says if you want to know if Crawford is ready to win, watch the first few rounds. It all hinges on one weapon, the jab. If Crawford works diligently behind his jab, establishing range and controlling the pace, he's on the path to victory. He needs to emulate the two fighters who gave Canelo the most trouble, Floyd Mayweather and Dimitri Bivol. Both used their jabs to keep Canelo at bay, controlled the distance well, and used every inch of the ring to their advantage. The goal isn't to hurt Canelo, it's to outbox him, frustrate him, make him miss, and make him pay. It's a game of points, precision, and footwork. As the fight goes on, that 14-pound weight difference could become significant, but it's a double-edged sword. Will the extra weight make Crawford stronger, or will it make him less agile?
They talk all the crazy stuff about me going up and having a tough time, but he went up in weight and lost. That's the difference. I went up weight and won. He went up and lost. You know, so let's not do that, Canelo.
In his observation, Thurman notes a subtle but vital change in Canelo's recent performances. He believes Canelo has lost a little bit of his bite. The fierce finisher who once hunted for knockouts seems to have faded. We've seen him in fights where he seems satisfied to go the distance to secure a comfortable points win instead of finishing. For Thurman, this is a major change. It levels the playing field. If Canelo isn't relentlessly pursuing a finish, it gives a master boxer like Crawford room to breathe, think, and operate. A less aggressive Canelo is a much more beatable one. It creates an opening for Crawford to execute his tactical game plan without the constant threat of being overwhelmed. This potential lack of killer instinct from Canelo alters the dynamic of the later rounds, especially from 7 to 12. As the fight intensifies and fatigue sets in, this is where Crawford's superior conditioning and agility could truly shine. If he survives the early rounds and Canelo isn't pressing for a stoppage, the fight could slowly shift into Crawford's control.
You hurt the gorilla neck boy, you know?
Don't rely on that.
He's hard to hurt, man. He's hard to hurt.
Don't rely on hurting Canelo. I think
That's what I'm saying. Triple G didn't
movement.
drop him. All these fighters been hitting him.
Take a page from Bivol and Mayweather. What they do, they fought behind the jab, they kept their distance, they've used the entire ring, and that's something that he can bring to the table. Use that distance from
Bivol
both
backed him
stances.
up, though. Bivol
But
pressed
the
him.
funny thing is, with the extra body weight, is he agile?
Yeah.
Is the footwork going to be able to move, still use the ring? And as those later rounds, round 7,
that's what I said to you last week, 14 pounds matters.
9, 10, you know, as the pressure continues. You know, the other thing too is Canelo lost a little bit of his bite. He hasn't been tremendously, you know, devastating and taking people out. So that helps, that re-establishes the fight and is in Bud Crawford's favor there, you know?
While Thurman's blueprint seems logical, many believe it falters under one massive factor: weight. Brian Mendoza, a fighter experienced in overcoming size disadvantages, thinks this is one challenge too steep for Crawford to conquer. He bluntly states it's too much weight for Crawford to add, especially since he started his career at lightweight. Mendoza respects Crawford's skill, but warns that the power of the bigger man must be acknowledged. He's sparred with heavyweights and knows the difference in power is real. He believes that once Canelo starts landing his heavy punches, the dynamic will change. He thinks Canelo will rise to the occasion, and his size and power will ultimately be decisive. This clash of opinions between skill and size makes this potential fight electrifying. It's a classic boxing dilemma.
He has an 85+ chance to beat Canelo. Why? He's not going in there to prove something, which will fall into Canelo's hand. He would love for him to prove something. That means you will stay there and try to prove something.
I am concerned about him absorbing a Canelo punch, especially through the course of 12 rounds.
I remember when Crawford fought with Madrimo.
Yes.
He looks slow. He looks with no power, and three more divisions. Two more divisions. I think it's a top fight for Crawford.
But I think you gotta lean more towards Canelo, because like I said before, he been pitting big guys out and down, and Canelo not even really a 68 pounder. He probably really should be at 60 maybe, and he been hurting these guys. I think he be dropping these guys and things like that. So
as long as Crawford stays away and just box.
In a surprising move, Canelo brought in one of the most dangerous young fighters in the world for sparring, Jaron "Boots" Ennis. One of the first to praise this decision was Keith Thurman. He called it a world-class move, recognizing the strategy behind it. Ennis is arguably the best switch hitter Canelo could train with to prepare for Crawford.
Now it's here, Keith. You ready?
Yeah, of course, baby. Yeah, man. You know, it's a fight you ain't gonna want to miss, man. One time. I told you the comeback 2025 is the key.
What do you think about Ennis joining Canelo for the Crawford camp?
Hey, good stuff.
You think that matters?
That's beautiful.
Anywhere.
That's beautiful, man. You know, when you. That's world class. That's, you know, I mean, it's the best switch hitter he can get. That's not his opponent, you know. It's champions working with champions, you know. In the modern day and age, man, you don't get that a lot, you know. It reminds me back when I was supposed to fight Marcos Maidana, and I got Sean Porter for sparring.
Thank you, boss. You're the best.
You know, so I like it.
This shows that Canelo and his team are focusing on not just their strengths, but also on neutralizing Crawford's biggest weapons. This isn't the behavior of an overconfident champion. It's calculated preparation from someone who knows his throne is threatened. By sparring with Ennis, Canelo familiarizes himself with the awkward angles, speed, and unpredictability that a switch hitter like Crawford brings. He's solving the puzzle in training so that on fight night, there are no surprises. This single move proves Canelo is playing chess while others are playing checkers. He understands the challenge Crawford presents and is taking steps to prepare for it. This adds another layer to the narrative, a clear sign that Canelo is just as aware of the strategies to beat him as Thurman is.
Yeah, you know, it's Riyadh season, Netflix, everybody around this fight. You can see that how.
It's hard to overlook the context of Keith Thurman's analysis. He isn't just a retired commentator. He's an active rival with ambitions tied to Terence Crawford. Thurman has publicly called out Crawford, offering to fight him if the Canelo match ever falls through.
What's up, bud? What's good, son? Come on, G. Great performance. Salute, salute, salute 3 times for you, man. All the belts, greatness. What you do is greatness. But, you know, this is your man Thurman, bro. You know we go back. You know we go way back, boy. And I promise you, son, my face, it won't look like that. Why, Keith? Why? Because my feet ain't flat. You know I can stick and move, boy. You know I can double pump fake just like you. Thurman different. Been different, boy. This is my last boxing talk for the day, man. That hype week fight week, got all the views, baby. You got all the views. Let's go. I'm proud of you, boy. But you know one thing you ain't seen in this life yet, and that's your man right here. Keep one time Thurman. Talk to Al. Send the contract. It's time to eat. I'm hungry, baby. I'm hungry, baby. It's time to eat. I'm in the gym working for you.
He believes he has a level of athleticism Crawford has never faced, not even against Errol Spence Jr. So, when Thurman outlines the plan to beat Canelo, he's subtly sending a message to Crawford. He's dissecting a shared enemy while showcasing his own understanding of the sport. Every piece of advice he gives Crawford also highlights his boxing IQ. Is he genuinely trying to help a fellow American succeed? Or is he positioning himself, showing he knows the keys to beating the best fighters of his generation? This adds an interesting layer of personal rivalry to the discussion. This is a fighter from Crawford's generation, someone he might face in the future, breaking down the biggest fight of his life.
There's a guy named Keith Thurman who's been on The Last Stand and said he is fiending to get his paws on Terrence Bud Crawford. Does Terrence Crawford want to fight Keith Thurman?
Listen, man. Everybody know Keith Thurman is just talking. You know, you got to understand, Keith Thurman was the same guy that said that I'm not a real welterweight. Keith Thurman is the same guy that said I haven't really proven myself at welterweight. Keith Thurman is the same guy that expressed himself of, you know, not being interested in fighting Terrence Crawford. So now, all of a sudden, out of the blue, he's fiending to fight Terrence Crawford? Okay. See, the thing is, when you're not relevant, you got to, you know what I mean, take shots at the guys that's relevant. Now, all of a sudden, you out there naked in the streets. Now you want to fight everybody. Come on, man. We don't believe you, Keith.
So, as the smoke clears, two clear paths to victory appear. On one side is Terrence Crawford, the master technician, equipped with what Keith Thurman believes is the perfect plan. This path requires flawless execution, strong mental toughness, and the discipline to follow a jab-focused strategy for 12 rounds. He needs to be the matador, not the bull, using his speed and intelligence to outmaneuver a bigger, stronger opponent. On the other side is Canelo Alvarez, the powerful king of the sport, supported by his size and strength. His path to victory is more straightforward. Cut off the ring, apply constant pressure, and show that no amount of technical skill can resist his devastating power. As fighters and experts remain divided, Thurman's final words on the matter may be the most revealing. He says that when two elite fighters of this level meet in the ring, it ultimately comes down to one simple thing. The one who truly wants it is the one who will win. The lingering question is, who wants it more? Does Crawford's goal of achieving boxing greatness outweigh Canelo's strong desire to keep his title? Or will Crawford turn into just another skilled opponent who had the tools but couldn't perform when it mattered most?
It's what boxing's all about, man. The one who really wants it is the one who's gonna win. I know Bud wants it. He's from my generation. He's a true American. I'm in his corner. I wish him the best of luck. But you know, I don't doubt Canelo. I don't doubt what Canelo's capable of.
So, that's all from today's video. If you enjoyed it, remember to leave a like, subscribe, and ring that bell icon so you never miss our upcoming videos. And don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments section. Stay tuned, and we will catch you in the next video.